Welcome to the show, the Soca. You're here with your new temporary co-host, Sir Influential, out of Best Fit in Life Flag Sound, and I'm with the lovely main host.
Annie, as always. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi. Super Trini, I should say you're somewhat missed,
You
but...
are missed.
No, we're not doing that. I speak the truth on this podcast. You're somewhat missed, but who told you to take an extended trip in Malta? Like, everyone else has come back from Soca Ibiza. My man is still there in the sun while we have torrential rain.
Exactly. So, respectfully, Trini, Super Trini vibes, big up yourself. Enjoy your well-deserved break. You're a hard-working man, and you deserve all the fun.
If you say so.
And when you come back and you have a sheet of cussing to give you, so because I'm
Part is the truth.
I'm gonna say and do things that are going to upset her. I've already done so by being slightly late. So you're gonna get a cussing for that on my behalf. Thanks, bro. Love every time. And we're here to talk the things.
We are here to talk the things, and we have two amazing guests. Let's do ladies first, because I was raised correctly. Would you like to introduce yourself, my lovely?
Hey, my name's Louisa, also known as Weezer, also known as Bouyon Baby.
Yes.
Oh, you're Bouyon Baby.
Yes.
Oh, I know your Twitter.
Yes, you are. And we have...
I'm a DJ, and I go by the name DJ Levels, and yeah, that's me.
Listen, wait. He tried to act... This man talks the most on Instagram, He loves himself. He's like, oh, I'm DJ.
The modesty.
But you
modesty.
tried to be so modest there.
I'm a
monotone.
DJ. I play music. I hold events. What else do I do? I go
So I
to
just
gym
call
every
him
day.
Mr.
That's
Olympia.
me. That's what I do. Yeah.
Mr. Olympia, the one that is...
I can't say it. There's a team of us that do it. But I can't really take all the credit for it now, man.
No, boy,
not really me,
you
man.
can't take all of the credit, but...
I can say it was my idea, but there's so many other people, so there'll be plenty of Mr. and Mrs. there. Or Mr. and Mrs. Yeah, Mrs. That's the right word. Yeah. So I can't take the credit for it, man. That'd be unfair.
Humble.
Yeah,
We
no,
love
I'm
that.
humble
We love
too,
that.
actually.
We love that.
Humble. But do you know what? Let's just go straight into it.
So what's going on out there?
Noisy neighbours.
Oh.
Let's get straight into it and ask you a question, Levels.
Okay, what's up?
Why did you become a DJ? This humble DJ that
Why'd
you
I
claim
become
to
a
be.
DJ?
Yes.
A plethora of reasons, actually. One was love of music. Two was I wanted the excuse to party every weekend. Three, I didn't like... So I remember my friend's 16th birthday in February 2009, and the DJ played like an old school dancehall set. So it's 2009, so he was playing like 90s dancehall, yeah. And he skipped a song on Filthy Rhythm, and I was fuming. So he played like Traffic Blocking, he played Heads High, and he played the Beanie Man, but he left out the Spragga Benz. And I was like, what are you doing? So from there, I was like, I can start DJing.
From
So
that.
From there, I was like, no, I need to start DJing. I remember, I'll never forget he left out the song. I'll never forget that.
What's the DJ's name?
I can't remember, some Turkish guy.
Oh, okay.
It was a Turkish guy's birthday, and so he had hired a Turkish DJ, so he wasn't playing the music properly. So I was like, how can you do that? Left out the song, and then from there I was like, I could start DJing, but I had no idea how to go about it. And then when I first started university, there's a guy on my course called Michael. He was a DJ as well, and from there he just taught me how. Told me what to get, what equipment to get, how to get into it, and then from there I just had a little hobby in my bedroom for a bit, which I enjoyed too.
Do you still have the excuse? Do you still enjoy partying?
Do I enjoy partying?
Or has DJ now killed your love for partying?
You know what? I wouldn't say it's killed my love. I would say that when you're out every weekend, the magic that you lot experience, I see every weekend, so it's not really there anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I see the same formula every week, so the magic's not really there. Would I go out and party here and there? Maybe. I'm not gonna go out and say, oh yeah, I gotta go to this event.
Listen,
magic ain't there.
he's already said he's coming to join me at St. Lucian Fete, so...
Oh yeah, I did say that. I promise you I did say that. But that's something different though. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's different selection, different music, different
Yeah.
people. But majority of these events are just the same formula. I see them every week, the same formula, same people, same which is nothing wrong with that, but the magic ain't there for me. I think if you've got a good set of people, why change it? If people are there to enjoy themselves and there's no problem, I think sometimes seeing the same people can be alright. That doesn't faze me anyway. But it's just
No.
when it's the same formula and I say the same.
I'm first time. I'm like DJs playing the same sets.
you get that.
And he's very, very passionate about that,
Listen,
you get that a lot as well. You get a lot of DJs playing the same set, but
so, same
that's not always
formula.
the DJ's fault though.
How is it not?
because
Sorry, I said that very
crowds-
aggressively.
people expect DJs to educate crowds on new music, but there's a time and a place for that.
Agreed.
It's like, for example, an advertising company. Let me use them as an example. Yeah, they're gonna advertise to your desires, what you like and what you know already, right? They're not gonna educate you on new stuff because they'll be pointless for them.
Yeah.
Same with DJs. They're gonna play to what your desires, what you like as well. If they're playing you new songs, you're gonna stand there looking like, oh, what's that? I don't know this song. Certain genres you can, because the beat patterns of the songs
Yeah.
encourage
Yeah.
dancing and champion
Yeah.
dancing, but a lot of songs aren't like that. A lot of songs are sing-along songs, so
Yeah.
you're not gonna sing along to a song you don't know the lyrics. So for a
Yeah,
DJ,
but if a DJ plays it enough, then
they play
you
it enough,
start
but there's
to
other
learn.
avenues to, like I said before, there's time and a place for that. So there's other avenues for them to play it. But in a party, people just want to hear their favorite hits. People like familiarity in it. People want to hear, okay, I know this song, I've come out, I want to sing this song. So yeah, and then there's the whole argument of like, why don't you try different songs that we don't hear as much? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's always the DJ's fault though. I'll be honest with you.
It's definitely a mixture of the two.
You think it's a mixture of the two?
Most definitely. Bouyon Baby, what about you? What's your feelings about the DJs and what they play?
I guess it depends. Like 50-50, like you said, people love familiarity, but I know, like you said, if you go to parties often and you hear the same songs, it kind of gets boring, especially like if you're going to the same events with the same DJs, you kind of get used to their style. You kind of know what they're going to mix and blend. Like you can predict, okay, this song's going to come on next, especially like in the soca scene, a rhythm's going to go on from this song to sing this song. And there's even some songs on the rhythm that won't be played. And you're like, it's not going to be played. And then, so especially for someone who loves the genre, you kind of wish like, oh, they would play a bit more of the new stuff or something you don't hear. But people, the DJs are catering to the majority, so
yeah, I guess there is a balance. There is a balance, but
I think it's a game of probabilities as well. A lot of people aren't as in tune with newer music as you get certain individuals that are so up to date and want to hear these things. But it's a game of probabilities where you want the majority of people
to enjoy,
really enjoy.
And if you go for the classics, you can't really go wrong with
exactly that. So when you try and play new things, like there was an event the other day, I tried to play some new stuff and no one knew it, and they're looking at me like they're just looking at me, just wide-eyed, and I had to revert back to the original stuff. But even that gets boring after a while. Though.
So in that situation, you would revert back, or you wouldn't.
People pay their money to enjoy themselves. People pay their money to enjoy themselves, haven't they? So it's like I said, you want to look at the majority of people enjoying themselves. You don't want the majority of people to be standing there and a minority of people are just there having fun. That doesn't look good on you. That doesn't reflect well on you or the event.
True. That is true.
But then those people will appreciate you more. They're like, yeah, you did this. You did
Listen,
something out of the box.
that set would be more memorable.
It would be for a minority of people.
Yeah, for a minority.
But for the event, it's not really good, is it? And people start leaving early, and so it doesn't look good on the DJ. You start clearing the floor. So it's not really the best thing.
It's not. Self-referential, do you still enjoy partying? Because I guess you may be in the same, like, feel the same way about.
I feel like I'm gonna
Levels.
forever enjoy partying because I just love the game. I'm a social butterfly. I like coming out of my house. I like seeing people. I like seeing people in their element, in their moment. That's why for me, being a host was just a natural transition because you're just chatting. I'm chatting rubbish to you whilst the DJ's playing music.
As long as you know it's rubbish.
Yeah, of course. Chatting rubbish to you whilst the DJ's playing music. So why not just do it more well packaged and get out there? I like watching people enjoy themselves, and I don't always have to be the reason for the enjoyment. I like I was at the event he's talking about where he played the new stuff, and I specifically remember being upstairs in the VIP area and I'm screaming, I'm on the fiesta, and I've run to the balcony now and I'm seeing pockets of people vibing to the song. But then when I've come downstairs now finally and he's gone on to the next song on the rhythm that people know, it's like, okay, now there's a bigger response. So I totally get what Levels is saying. It's like, raw. When you're at certain kind of venues, if you're just seeing pockets of people enjoying, as a DJ, you're going to be like, raw, all right, cool. Professionalism now, bam, bam. Let me mix out into the next one. As a host, I'm going to be like, yo, they don't know this one, All right, bam, let's go.
So do you find it hard to host in those scenarios as well, where people don't really know the song, or that doesn't really play a part in it?
No, it doesn't really play. Not for me. Not for me as a host. The moments I find hard is when people are they're not in the frame of mind to get up and move yet.
Yeah.
So you see that first set,
You're
that
trying to engage
second
them,
set,
and just
and you're trying to engage them,
they haven't warmed up yet,
and they haven't defrosted yet. And like for example, I big up the punch. I don't need to drink alcohol to get on a high. I'm naturally high. So then imagine when I've now drunk something and you've come in at 1, but I've been here hosting since 11 and I'm now hosting till 2. I'm on a high and I've got to wait for you to defrost. Oh my goodness, that's a madness. So it's a thing of you got to learn how to channel that energy and just understand the science of this thing where it's like, you know what? They're gonna take their time, and then you got to prepare them for the DJ that's gonna come and do second to last or second or pre-prime set and then prime set.
Okay.
So there's a bit of give and there's a little format to it that I feel like when you're a host or a DJ, that magic he's talking about, you'll definitely get it, but there'll be a moment in time where you get it. Like you see, like when you've played a particular song in your set, where and I've seen you play this where you've thought of an idea on the spot. I've seen you do this as well, which is really cool. You thought of an idea on the spot and you've dropped it, and the crowd's responded to it, and you're like, rah. You lot gave me the vibe I wanted. Bingo. All right, good. The set can go on. Now you're just in a groove.
Yeah.
And then you start to flow and you're just in a niceness. And that's the magic there for me that I love to see. And I just love seeing different pockets of people, even different races. Sometimes you watch and you're like, rah, what do you know about this song? And then you're like, okay, cool. The music is bigger than your hometown, your area, your country even. So yeah. I'll never stop.
I'm different.
I
See,
love
when you
it.
said about races, I'm the type of person. I think races should stick to each other when they're partying, you know. I think that's the best experience. When you have too many different cultures and that in one place, the vibe is never the same. So people might argue with me and think, but I honestly think the vibe is never the same.
Do you find it harder to DJ in
No, it's
that
easy. You just play
environment?
commercial stuff, and then you find, you know.
So why do you think the vibe's different then?
Because you can't.
There's not an authentic vibe.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's authentic to them. So, but anything where I think niche stuff is always better than mass stuff, innit? So, when you've got people that really appreciate a culture and you can play for them, then that is lit. When you're more on a surface level kind of selection, it's not the same.
Yeah,
man.
no, I agree with you.
It's not the same. Like for example, there was one event the other day. I won't name it. I'll name it afterwards, innit? But I'm playing there now, and it's a very good event. The event was lit, but the crowd weren't as deep. So, but there were a couple that dancers in there, like Stepper, those kind of people in there, innit? So I played the K-pop song, "Don't Diss the Trinity." It went for them, it went off. But I knew it because I played it specifically for them. But the promo was like, "No, can you play Sanchez Frenzy?" And I was like, "No, not now. Like, let these lot have their time and let them sing along." So that's why when there's too many races and too many different demographics, it's not for me,
harder
man.
to cater to. No,
it's easier. I would say it's hard.
easier.
It's just different. It's different. It's like you play on a surface level a lot more, which can get boring, man.
Yeah.
Those same surface level songs you hear on Capital.
But I think that's the same thing that we're basically saying. Like, I think when you hear certain DJs play the same set, they are playing the commercial soca.
Yeah.
Whereas I, being the St. Lucian I am, I would know that I'm gonna go to a 758 and thoroughly enjoy it because I'm gonna hear tunes that no other, I can't say UK DJ, but the main ones.
Event.
No other event. And some UK DJs, like the bigger ones, no offense to anybody, but the ones that we will regularly see at a fair, some of them may run a song, but again, maybe they're not getting the reception that they want, so they won't.
It's a majority game, but also another thing is a lot of these vets have a very wide age.
Yes,
age
gap.
So you can't. It's hard to cater for an 18-year-old, and then you got a 35-year-old in there as well. They want two completely different things.
And then don't forget the 55-year-olds. Like even back to 758.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go there and there's
there's
the
real
grandmas
aunties.
are in there.
There's real aunties and grandmas there. They
Like,
want to
crop this bit out because I'm going to be touching 18.
Yeah.
People just turned 18.
Yeah.
I'm like, rah. These lot should never be in the same area. You lot have different interests completely. Maybe in the Caribbean you can do that, but here it's different.
Yeah.
So when they're like, "Oh, you lot didn't play the new songs," a lot of older people aren't up to date on new songs. Like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't even care to hear new shit like that. Whereas for you lot, anything from 10 years ago when you were, let's say 8, you don't want to hear that kind of shit. You want to hear the up to date stuff.
Well, I can't lie. I want to hear that. I'm an also at heart, but I'm different.
So
but yeah,
exactly that. But a lot of 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like I DJed at a college event on Sunday in Peckham. It was sick event, sick vibe. But anything 10 years ago, they do not want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it.
They were like, there's a lot of them were 17.
7.
They were 7. They don't want to party to that shit. That's old school to them.
That's
But
literally.
it's similar to a lot of the events as well. it's similar to a lot of events. So
But
when
that's
you
how
got-
I feel now with new music. I'm just like,
doesn't
I know
hit the-
some of it, but I'm just like,
doesn't hit the
what
same.
is this?
A lot of it doesn't
And
hit
you're
the
just
same.
sampling old songs. Just go and listen to the original, and you might have a better time.
Armani sampled Conscience System. Do you hear it?
Yeah, that's sounding good.
But
before
to me,
we
it's
even-
lazy though.
But before we get to that,
Yeah.
Bouyon Baby,
Mm-hmm.
what is your view on the niche events? So like, we know that there's events coming up like Love Siwo, and we know there's like Back on the Link Up, and we know there's 758. And do you do your own events?
I don't do my own events,
Okay.
no.
But how do you feel about the events now and that niche? Are you strictly going to the niche events, or do you like to do a bit of both?
I love the niche events.
Type of
I
girl.
will always go to both.
Told
Like,
you,
I'll
they're the
mix and match,
best.
but
They are.
yeah, I do understand and I agree with the fact that, because like you said, when you go to the big events and it's like pieces of everything on the surface, it's nice. But if you know that you could submerge fully in what you love, you're going to be naturally drawn to that. So like you said, Love Sea coming up. I'm really looking forward to that. I feel like now Bouyon being put on the map is really exciting.
Yep.
It's a bit of a sticky one because I know what's been pushing it is like the slackness.
Nasty.
The
and
nasty.
I
I
wanted
was
to
gonna
touch
come
on
to
that.
that
I
because
wanted to
nasty
touch on that, but
business.
later.
Have you partied in France?
No, I haven't.
I need
For
to go.
Bouyon, your
I need
Caribbean
to.
weekend, that was a
Yes.
Caribbean pie. Which one? I DJs
I
at
need
one
to
of
go
them.
Caribbean Pie.
And that's when I
Caribbean
heard Bouyon
weekend.
properly,
Yeah.
properly. And
Yeah.
that's what they
Caribbean
go
break.
mad. Now there's two of them though. I think I DJ. Which is
There's
the one Flags do?
Caribbean Pie.
Is that the one Issy does? So I did that one, yeah. And when this was like 3 years ago, and that's when I was like, rah, this Bouyon thing's mad. So I started saying to people like, yo, like I need some more Bouyon, but a lot of the songs you can't Shazam it.
No.
At the time you couldn't Shazam them at all. I
Still
couldn't
just-
find them
yeah.
online or anything.
Bouyon
like that.
artists, we're begging you, please upload this stuff
Do you know,
onto
it's
all
not
the
just
platforms.
Bouyon, it's all, because I said a lot of
A lot
the
of Lucian
niche
stuff
ones,
as well.
a lot of Lucian stuff, like
Can't Shazam.
certain Lucian DJs are coming to me like, can I have this song please? I'm just like, yeah, you can, but like you're coming to me as your music source because you can't get it unless you know the artist's name.
I'll be honest with you. I find out more music from random women on my social media accounts than I do from any record pool or any email I
beat
get.
source.
With
Listen,
women,
like, we need to start collecting our change, girls.
100.
'Cause-
No, Gina's mum, her
Where's our fee?
WhatsApp status, she's put me onto about 10 hit songs in the last year or so. Women will put you onto songs.
bangers.
I'm telling you.
The
man.
bangers. Touching on the nicheness of things, like how do we cultivate the scene in a way to allow for the niche events to thrive and do well as the quote unquote bigger commercial events?
Why do they need to?
I was going to ask that question.
The reason why I say they need to is from a sustainability standpoint. So, for example, you want them to do well in the sense of it don't need to be thousands of people, but I don't want them to just be seen as 50 people in a little small venue, niche, round the corner. No, I want it to be a thing where it's not carrying, where it's not pointing hand way down the Bouyon. Bouyon is mostly known outside of Dominicans or the Caribbean people that have gone to Dominica. Bouyon is mostly known for its nasty
Yeah, for
business
nasty
element.
business, not the rest of it.
Like when you go to a lot of the fetes, the bigger, well-known fetes, every Lucian French person or anybody is saying, "Play the nasty business. You want the nasty business." La, 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 la. And it's usually the men that are saying that. The women are saying, and it's this is going to
Saying, give me a triple K instead of...
They'll
Yeah,
say,
give me
give me a
some
triple K.
signal
They will say,
band.
give me this, give me that. The men are just saying, nasty business, nasty business, nasty business. And it's like, yo, why are we not like, so how do we take it from it being so pocketed like that to more, you know what? When you think of Dominica and Dominican music, you're going to get Bouyon in all its flavors, not just the nasty business. Obviously, we know slackness is
Yeah,
a part of the
slackness
culture,
is,
and there's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
It
I
is
will
what it is.
never tell you there's nothing wrong with that, because I'm Mr. Slackness.
There's a time and a
But
place. But
I
yeah.
feel like if one particular trajectory is highlighted all the time, we're going to have an issue, because then the niche brands or the niche events are going to remain bite-sized, and they shouldn't be bite-sized, because when you look at genres like the reggaeton events, they have their niches as well, but they're on bigger scales. So how do we get our things on bigger scales where it is sustainable in every sense of the word?
I think this might...
You answer
Who
first.
was you asked?
That's to anybody. That's the...
I might ask you, Levels, because you said there is a time and place or a way to educate people, and that, because when you're saying that, I think as long as people may hate me to say this for saying this, and Levels you may, but that's part of the DJ's. Like, I am not gonna know certain
Yeah,
songs unless the
100%.
DJ plays it. But you're saying a time and place isn't
That's
in
not true
effect.
though. I think maybe once upon. So I'm gonna get back to your thing.
I think some of it is because
YouTube
a lot of the
will
loose.
recommend songs. Spotify will recommend
Not
songs.
the loose, not no.
TikTok will
no.
recommend songs.
No.
Times have changed.
Not the niche ones that
So
I'm
basically,
looking for. Do you get what I mean? Not the
platforms
niche
like
ones.
a radio station. Then
It's different.
Radio-
If you're deep in it, you'll
does.
find it. If
It
you
does.
if you proper follow the right people and you engage with the post, it will come up.
Well, maybe.
Big
I'm
up
not
DJ
engaging
Hilly,
with the
by the
right-
way. He put
Huh?
me on. DJ Hilly puts me on.
But again,
when he
but
first started, he used to put me on
100%.
so
but
many songs.
that's a DJ. That's the
Yeah.
point I'm making.
But
But
yeah,
you're
but
saying there's
other
a
than
time
that,
and a
but
place. Where's the
people-
time and a place to educate? Is it on TikTok now?
One, I don't think you can really educate. I think you gotta let's be as lit as possible, and then whoever's attracted to your vibe will just come because
Yeah.
trends change all the time, innit? Two, I think with any business, I don't think you have to be as big as possible. I think you got to kind of
Agreed.
find like the right kind of viable market which pays, which kind of sustains you, and allows you to make a bit of profit and do your thing at a good quality. Sometimes when you go too big, it brings in bare
It waters
bullshit,
it down.
and then it waters it down. It becomes a free for all.
Yeah.
Everyone wants
It
a
loses
shot.
its essence,
Yeah,
and then
100%. So I don't think that's always necessary. I'll look at hip hop for example. You got an independent artist called Russ. Independent, he did not sign to any major label, but he just makes music for his crowd and he makes a good living out of it. A lot of rock bands do the same as well. So when people have this argument and debate that Soca and Bouyon will have to go mainstream, I don't think people would really like the effects of it going mainstream. I don't.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Your music starts becoming very algorithmic. Not that it isn't already. It becomes a free for all. So you're gonna have a lot of people from other cultures that want to jump on trends just because it's trendy. It's the new thing, the new shiny thing as well.
Yeah.
And the purists won't like that. I don't think they'll like
No.
that at all.
No.
I don't think they'll like that at all, to be honest.
No.
So
But I
the-
also hear what you're saying as well. Like, there's a fine balance between the two.
And I
Definitely.
think the fine balance is, and I've said it time and time again on my platform, on my Twitter and IG, DJs and event organizers, so to speak, and curators, we need playlists, we need track lists. So that is how people are going to learn the music.
People have started to do that though, and I say
But
all
it
the
needs to
time.
be across the, it's like our DJ, big up DJ
I
Gel.
would say big up DJ Joe.
Every mix he
I love
puts
him,
out,
every
it's,
mix.
it's
Yeah.
track list there,
Yep.
so people can learn
Yeah,
because
and other
they-
DJs, I would say they're following your suit because they weren't doing
But
it
it's not
before, and
enough.
now they're doing it.
it's not enough. Because the
Yeah.
amount of times I've gotten on my Snapchat, oh, what's this song again in so and so's?
Listen, people said
In so and so, and it's a DJ that I don't even know.
yeah,
And you're so now I've got to now go and
Yep, I
find
know
go
what the
find this
music.
mix.
Yep.
Go through the mix.
Yep.
Oh, that's this song. Go on YouTube, find the song for them on YouTube,
Yep.
and then send them the YouTube link so that way they have the name of the artist
You're as
and
nice
the
as
song
me
tag.
because some people would say go away, but I actually do the work. But
No,
people,
I tried
I
it.
get voice notes and they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
no,
what's this song?"
hold
And
on,
I'm like, "You
so-
sent me 10 seconds of some random soca song, and now
Random
you want
song.
me to."
And luckily my knowledge is all right.
Listen,
Or
half the time I'm
I will
actually
come
good at it.
into a group and I'll be like, yo, what's this song, man? And I'll hum it, and the man will be like, what? And I'll be like, alright, cool, let me try this. And he's like, alright, cool. This is this song. Cool, here we go. But even for me as a host,
Yeah,
I'm trying to learn the music too. So please
yeah,
do a track list.
Yeah.
So when I come to host your set and
Yeah.
I'm looking at the song, I'm not wondering who the hell is that artist.
yeah.
Like I was at a studio session the other day, yeah, and I'm not gonna say the DJ's name, but he played he had Tiki Tak as he had it as a completely wrong name. He had it as another song on the same rhythm's name.
Oh,
But then he
yeah.
must put Tiki Tak beside it.
So what did you have it as? Because everyone, some people have it as Distillery, some people have it as Tiki Tak.
Yeah.
He didn't have a distillery. He didn't have Tiki Tak.
I have it as Distillery.
He has it. He has it as There's another song I can't remember the name. I wish I could remember it. But when I
But he
looked
knew
at
it was
it,
that he was like, "Is that same rhythm?"
yeah,
But
it's
this
that same
version.
rhythm. but it's this particular song, and I'm like, hold on, why have you done that?
Yeah.
And I've said on the live, like, wait, the song is called Distillery Tiki Tak. Like, DJs, remember, this is what the song is called. And I'm looking at it, and then he clocked, and I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, that's how he got the song.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like,
yeah,
you've gotten the song like this,
Yeah.
but then you haven't taken the due diligence to update your list and
But
things.
Yeah.
that's the
I
same
get
as Capone. Capone has Beanie Man One Girl as killing it, kill it.
Yeah.
That's what he says in the thing, innit? But you see that Distillery song, have you clocked the intro, what he's saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the instructions he gives?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cold, man.
Talk
Have you
about
got
it. Talk about it.
Have you not clocked it?
Well, tell.
Where
What
he's
is
like, he says, you say you're a pianist, blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah, blah, play this sound, and the piano starts playing it. Then have you clocked it already?
Introducing the intro.
Yeah, he introduced it.
Yeah, I think that's cold, man.
And that's
I
the
think-
And
For me, that's the
beauty.
best song from the Caribbean ever.
It's one of for
Oh.
me. It's
Do you
definitely
know what?
definitely
I've
one
said
of the best
I've
songs.
said that.
I was gonna say, is that
said
in
that from
your top
years.
intros then?
That's my top song from the whole Caribbean region.
Wow.
That is my top song
That's
Yeah.
by far.
I can attest to that. He said
I've
that
said
multiple
for years.
times.
Yeah, that's my top song
over
by
the years.
far. Out of reggae, dancehall, everything. That is my top song by far.
That is a phenomenal song.
Incredible.
It is.
And speaking on that as well, how do you folks feel about multi-genre Caribbean events? Do you feel like they're fading away? Is there a good space for them? Do we need more niche events? Like,
For everything. Man.
I'm in favor of everything because I think niche is not for everybody. Like there are some people, like I say, there are people that are genuinely soca purists, and they know all of the songs that on all of that on off the rhythm. They want to be able to name every song. And he said, if you go to these commercial events, not that there's anything wrong with them, but you're not going to hear what you love. So sometimes you need to go to the niche songs for you to get that vibe. And you know what? It's just being around the same energy of people that love the same thing that you do. It's just different. Like I said all the time, I thoroughly love my Lucian events because it's different. Like
big up Shy Boy and Lightning and them, man.
Yep, all the time.
I think one, diasporans here have this obsession with everything has to be niche. Because when you go to the Caribbean, everything's multi-genre. You go to.
I agree.
I had this debate with a promoter the other day. I want my thing to be a yard dance. I was like, listen, have you been to Jamaica before? Yeah. I said, in Jamaica, you hear Afrobeats, you hear ballads, you hear R&B, you hear dancehall, you hear soul, you hear everything.
You hear Celine Dion, like
you
Celine
hear everything.
Dion.
There's
You
no
grew up
one
thinking
genre
that
for the whole night.
Celine Dion is a Jamaican.
Everyone wants to fight here. It's like you go to the party and it has to be like even over the weekend I went to a party and it was like, oh, the soca lovers, the moment dancehall came on, they was like, I'm going to the bar, I don't want to be here. And it's just like, especially when the event isn't even listed to like just soca.
Exactly.
It's like the moment you hear another genre,
There's
you just
just
tense
What
up
event
and back in our
Back link up in
Yeah.
Box Park.
Yeah.
Box Park. That looked
It was-
really good by the way.
It was great. No,
So
it
you're
was
young
really
got that
nice
whole
vibe.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
would say-
very young crowd.
Yeah, I mean that was my first time ever going Box Park, so
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect. Yeah,
Mad.
I
Yeah.
don't
You're
leave
not from
my
London?
house.
I was like, you must not
You're not
because
from
You're from
London.
London.
Wow.
which box parks was it?
Shoreditch.
Oh.
Well, yeah, Shoreditch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I don't. Yeah, but
Yeah, so
I
big
just
up that team. Hilly, Bradshaw, and it's like Carice and like 4 other young ladies. They're all under they're all 25 and under.
Yeah,
They're mad young. So
it
that's the
was-
young
it was a
soca scene
great-
promoters I call them.
It was
That's
a great.
good.
Yeah,
event.
I shared it in one of my
we
groups
need-
and I was like, yo, these lot, this looks good.
That is good.
This is good. And
100%.
ram out and everybody's flags up, waving, they're singing,
It was
love
lit.
to see it.
was
Love
lit.
to see it.
That is good.
And
That
It
is
reminds me
literally-
of it made me feel like how I felt when I went to one of my first flags events, when I went to one of my first soccer frenzies, and I was like, oh my god, everybody's here repping, flags in hand.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
The first time you go Soca Frenzy, our first time I went was 2011. And I walked in just as they played Palance, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And you see a whole Escala just going back and forth.
Yeah.
And we were just like, actually, no, Callum didn't come to one; he came to the next one. But we were just like, "What the hell is this?" From there, I was like, "Yeah, this is lit." Basically, when Soca Frenzy was Soca Frenzy, every
But-
second week of the
Yeah.
month, second
Yeah.
Friday of the month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely
It's
lit,
changed now.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely
Nice.
changed a bit. So how do we feel about, I know you said it already, but like mixed ages, because I love the fact that the younger soca scene have a place to go respectfully away from me to enjoy, because I don't like, I'm not trying to have no 18-year-old wind up on my old age.
No, they're not going to wind
Retired.
up on you, but
No, but in certain
I
events they will
think
try.
again,
In certain
this
events
is
they will
dark,
try
but
it.
I'm going
So-
to tie back into what Level said. When you go to the Caribbean, your first interaction with partying and fetting and enjoyment is amongst the elders.
No, I
you're,
get- yeah.
you're dancing
Yeah.
respectfully with your elders
Yeah.
or with the older people in your community
Yeah.
in a particular way. You don't need to dance on them,
Listen,
but you
the,
dance
the,
like
the
that.
youth of this age are not respectful. What do you
Some
mean?
are, some aren't. Fair enough. So I feel like it's still good to have that community spirit. So when you go
It
to
is.
somewhere like,
There's certain events, yes.
of course, which is still important because that's how you pass on the culture.
Yeah,
That's how
and
you
we
pass
discussed-
on the
yeah,
traditions.
yeah.
That's how you learn and understand
Yeah,
and know what your culture is and how it should be,
yeah.
for the most part, presented and made palatable for the authentic or for the purists to be, because
Yeah.
then you don't have some random person coming and telling you how your culture should be. No, you know how it is because you've seen it from generation to generation to generation, and you're growing older. Soon we're gonna be the old heads if we're not called that already.
Yes, and I'm sure
We're
someone's
already,
calling me an auntie already. Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with that. Bask in the glory of it, because I remember coming up in the soca scene and I remember partying with the aunties and the uncles, and it was a good vibe because that's how you learn. Like
Yeah,
I remember when South Connections used to do their limes in Oval Theatre. That's how you learn the culture. That's how you learn the soca. So that's how you know, for example, if you're a Lucian and you know the country and Western, or you know the Dominicans listen to that, you know the Bajans listen to that, you know the certain kind of songs that you're only gonna hear. That's your niche. That's your niche events.
Yeah.
When you have those kind of broad age things, that allows you to teach the culture, because then when the little kids come up now and the elders don't recognize them, and vice versa, you have a problem. You even see it now. When I go to the carnival meetings, there's people that have now come back to the carnival after not being in it for 20 years, and they're flabbergasted. And I'm like, well, uncle, why would you not be? You ain't been here in 20 years. You thought it's going to stay the same. It's not going to stay the same.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming back. Thank you for now lending your knowledge and your ears and your wisdom and your counseling, but also be prepared to understand that not even the police are operating in the same way they were 20 years ago.
Not even the route.
Not even the route.
Not even the route.
The routes change how many times in all the years?
Yeah.
So,
but I hear you. I do hear you, but I feel like there is a lot of people that do want that separation now. Like, you can see an increase in like 25 plus events.
That's a
Your
trend.
event is.
It's a trend.
That's a
man.
trend.
That's a trend.
Do you think it's a
Of course it's a
trend?
trend.
It's a trend. If people do it, and then other people are like, okay, I want to, jump on this as well. It's a trend, but it's a trend that may stay. Who knows? I don't know. But my
Okay,
answer
so
for this,
you're gone.
it's kind of long-winded, isn't it? I think a lot of these younger people, right? When I observe them, a lot of them, this might be a bit long-winded. One, they've come from a Spotify generation where all their music is on demand. Whereas when I was, let's say, 10, from 10 to about 21, oh no, not today, let's say 10 to 16, a lot of the music I listened to was either like MTV bass. So
CDs,
I'm having CDs. So I'm having to
MP3
wait
players.
to hear my favorite song. I'm having to wait, and I'm learning about a whole heap of different songs. I'm hearing songs that my mum's playing as well, because if she's playing it, I don't have access to my music at the time, because it's whatever device is being used is, yeah. So a lot of these lot have their music on demand, and when you have your stuff on demand, you don't really learn songs like that. So you become quite impatient in parties now.
Yep.
When they've switched to this old stuff, I don't want to hear this anymore, I'm gonna start complaining on Twitter now, and it's just a whole different etiquette to party and a whole different attitude to party, and that's why it's not really for me.
And it's a whole different culture. You're creating a subculture within your own culture, and it's not safe, because you will have a divide, and then you come, and then you'll have the issue of people coming into your culture and seeing that divide and be like, oh, you young lot don't know your head from your tail. Ping, then you have a problem.
Another thing is a lot of these lot try and overcompensate. So you get people that maybe for their school years, they might move outside London and go to majority white schools and that. And then when they come into their later teen years and they start mixing with fellow West Indian people, and they start putting their country flag in their Twitter bio and all that, they trying to overcompensate with this whole I'm West Indian, this blah blah blah, and next thing you know, they're arguing this most trivial little points and most trivial little things that happen, but it has to be a big debate about it. So yeah,
was it curry chicken or chicken curry?
All these little
Look up all the Guyanese them.
But they start arguing about all these
Trinis.
little points, and they overcompensate for whatever, I don't know, and they make the partying with them hell sometimes. I'll be honest with you. I appreciate that they have their own music knowledge and taste, but sometimes it's just like, you lot are just bringing up stuff that
It's too
is
much, unnecessary.
it's dead, man. Yeah. Like I think for one event, one of my DJ friends must have played a house for a couple minutes. Why are you doing this? Blah, blah, blah. Look, just enjoy the music, man. You're gonna switch back to what you like in a second. But these haven't got the patience for that, for whatever
That's
reason.
dangerous, man. Dangerous territory.
They ain't got the patience. They might develop it over time, but they ain't got the patience to hear it. They want to hear what they want to hear straight for the whole thing. But no one really parties like that. Throughout the history of London,
And you said
switched up.
you can't cater to that, because everyone wants to potentially hear something different. Like, you have
Everyone
to create
wants to hear something different. You got
have to cater to
18-year-olds, you got 40-year-olds. Everyone wants
the
to hear something
masses.
different, man. You got to cater to everyone.
And if you want it strictly how you want it, make a playlist and sit in your yard
Exactly that.
and have a house
That's
party.
what I do. That's
Exactly
why I'm
that.
always in my house.
But everyone else can just hold their patience to be like, hey,
Yeah.
for 5-10 minutes, they're gonna play this. They'll come back to my shit. But then these other lot, especially these younger lot, will come onto it. Oh, I can't believe they did that, and they're frustrated for weeks on end. Like, I can't. To me, that's nonsense though, and it makes honestly, it makes being around them insufferable at times. I'll be honest with you.
Because it's like a vacuum of vexation
Yeah,
that really
all
and
the
truly,
time.
when I close the app and I go on Snapchat or I go on IG, I'll just go in the real world. I'm like, oh yeah, you lot are not even here. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What?
No.
Forget about that.
So are you saying you're not here for the divide in events? So you're not here for some of the younger events that maybe just cater to a young crowd, and the older ones?
I am here for everybody doing their events, but I'm also going to always champion the spectrum or the blending of the ages, because that is integral to the longevity and the sustainability of the culture. Because if you don't have
certain
that,
things, yes.
like for
Certain
example,
events.
I remember growing up listening to Martin J on Choice FM. I'm going to say Choice FM now. Some of you lot are going to be watching this and thinking, huh? What's Choice FM?
Yeah.
Or, oh my God, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember reading about it. Or I remember hearing my older cousin or sister talk about that. And if some of you lot see Martin J now, you wouldn't even have the decency to acknowledge him as a legendary elder in this thing.
Yeah, that is
Like,
very true.
he's a legendary elder, and these are the kind of things and these are the kind of platforms like a Shot of Soca where you need to give people a shot of wisdom with the soca and teach them the history of the things,
We
because
try to.
without it, people are going to be walking around haughty-taughty, talking like they know the culture,
Yeah, and they don't know.
and they don't know
anything.
nothing.
Yeah.
Respectfully, they only know it from one specific perspective.
Yeah.
Like if they're just a Bayesian or they're just a Trini and they have their local affiliations. Hello, sorry to break it to you, but the scene is much bigger than that, and there's a lot has happened in this scene, and all the different event platforms have had their history or their moments to add to the cultural history of this thing on the timeline to allow us to have a broad history to say, okay, cool, this is how fetting and soca and Caribbean culture and ultimately the mixing of dancehall, reggae, zouk, kumpa, soca, bouyon together in one big melting pot, which is London, that allows us to have people from all different backgrounds come together and enjoy.
That's what I can't remember his name, the Caesar's Army guy said. Did you see
Yeah.
his tweet?
Yeah, I saw his tweet.
Yeah, he said
Big
the
up.
same thing, and I think some people didn't like it though.
Of course they're not going to like it. And
Nah, so carnivals. He's
That's
like, nah,
fine.
We're Caribbean. We're West Indian people.
That's fine.
We should be playing everything. I was like, oh.
yeah,
I'll
and
definitely hear
and remember, you're going to have some people that don't want to do that. But hey ho, you're going to have to do it. For example, some people, they don't want to go to the 25 plus events. Oh, that's the old people thing. But then there's some people that are like, rah, I can't wait to get to turn 25 so I can go to
Literally.
Olympia.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect segue into the question
Definitely.
about Olympia, which is what made you come up with Olympia
Yeah.
and why the name Olympia?
And why the age restriction?
I just wanted to go to. I just wanted to. How can I put this now? I wanted an event that I would like to DJ at, basically. That's all. There was nothing deep about it, and I wanted something different that I didn't think we really had here. And the name Olympia.
So, go on.
I don't know. It just came to me one day, and I was like, "Yeah, this name kind of slaps." There's no profound story behind it. I was like, "This slaps. This sounds alright." I think people, if I name an event this, and it's kind of like premium, give that premium kind of aesthetic and vibe to it, people will come, and it was a good decision.
So what do you think makes your event different to other events that are already out there? Because you said you wanted something that you felt the scene was missing.
I don't know. I think there's a feeling that I can't really articulate, if I'm honest with you, man. Because it's a different thing each time, to be honest with you. I think a lot of the things that we maybe offer, a lot of people haven't really caught on to doing that yet. So when other people do them now, it's like we've done it first and then they're second. So the magic's, like I said before, the magic ain't really there when other people do it. So people respect us more for it.
Yeah.
Also, what else is there? I think we blend genres very well. People seem to acknowledge us as like a soca threat, and it's definitely not that. It's play a lot of soca, yeah, but you get a lot of R&B. A lot of the videos you see are people singing, like there's a video where he's part in the crowd when Anita Baker comes on. So yeah, all that kind of stuff there. But also like we have a team of like 3 of us, so me, Chanel, and Calais, and like the different minds that come together. Obviously, we're all into different things, so our inspirations come from different places and kind of like mold them together. No one else thinks the way we do. No one else is gonna see the kind of things we do, and yeah, I think that's probably why it's been so successful.
And why the age restriction? Well, not restriction, but yeah, why?
For me, I think you have an enriched,
25 plus.
like I said before, I think you have an enriched experience when there's less demographics together. When there's more and it's a free for all, it's just not the same vibe.
Yeah.
So for me, it was okay. You know what? Older crowd, and at the time, no one was doing older parties, so I needed like some kind of novelty there to make it kind of like okay.
The novelty
cool,
worked because I know certain people that are just like, this is what we needed.
Yeah. So at the time, a lot of people, I think they were over 20. I think Milk Tray was doing over
Yeah.
28s at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no one was really doing over 25s like that. So
There was literally over 28s, over 30s, over 40s, but nothing for our age group that had us right locked in
Yeah.
with DJs that are our peers
Yeah.
that could give us the musical enjoyment
Yeah.
for sure.
So from when we went out over 25, everyone was like, oh yeah, amazing, sick. And everyone just flocked to buy tickets straight away. So the first, no, tell you, they didn't flock to buy tickets straight away. The first one, it took a while to sell out. The second one sold out like that, and then the third one sold out like
From
that,
then
and
it's
then the
just
fourth
been-
one,
yeah.
it just gets quicker and
Like
quicker.
I can't
each
even
time.
get a ticket.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit mad, isn't it?
You got to sign up to the priority guest list.
Yeah,
Holler at me, I'll send you the
mean-
link.
Yeah, no, there's for the summer one, the all inclusive. Obviously, the tickets like £100 and something pounds, so they go a lot slower because we expect that. But for the normal events, the tickets fly.
They go, yeah.
They fly. They fly.
Remember, peeps, it's an all-inclusive event. Some of you, and this is why it's 25 plus, and I'm sorry to say this because I saw something on IG today or yesterday where another event is happening this bank holiday weekend, and the young lady's upset at the price of the tickets, and I had to say to her, hold on, you do realize it's a food inclusive event.
They want
Like-
everything for £20.
Yeah, you can't.
They want everything for a
It's
score.
not.
I'm
We're
telling
not
you.
Listen, cost of
partying in
living
Morley's.
crisis.
Yo.
We're not
Cost of
We're not
living
partying in Morley's.
recession.
I'm sorry. We're not like you. You lot want the Caribbean standard and feel and vibe, and it's being brought to you. This promoter's coming from the Caribbean, bringing his brand here, and you expect him to do it for 20, 25 pound. You think it's a Nando's you're getting? Have some respect, man. If you lot want excellence, please
You gotta
spend
pay
your
for-
coin.
Listen, do you know how much these events cost to put on?
Of course. But before you even get into that conversation, 1 second. Bouyon Baby, what are some of your favorite events? Like throughout the calendar year, like, okay, actually, don't forget that. As summers are fast approaching, we have the Olympia all-inclusive.
Can't
What's it
go
called?
to
C'est la vie?
C'est la vie.
C'est la
So
vie.
that's what it's going to be called from now on. It won't be called Olympia because that one will be called C'est la vie and the other two will be called Olympia.
Fair
I
enough.
want to differentiate.
What are your what are the events that you look forward to in the summertime?
Let me just say that I am under 25. So a lot of these events, like when I do see that I want to go to them, I'm just like, can't get into them anyways. I think that's what's frustrating, especially like when I was turning 18, I was like, finally 18 plus. And then it's like, nope, 21 plus. And I'm like, okay, I'm 21 now.
It's like,
And then I'm
no,
seeing an
we
event
keep
that's
on
like
increasing the
23
age
plus, 25 plus 20. I'm just like, especially because I feel like I'm in that grey area of I don't completely resonate with the 18-year-olds, but obviously I'm not old school either. I'm still young, but it's just like I love a mixture of both. So trying to find events, I think for me, normally when I go on events, I just see what comes up on my Instagram, what comes up on TikTok, because that's like kind of where I go to. It's not as, I'm not sure how else like to find events now. But for summer, I'm not really sure. I guess I'm always going to be like down for Soca karaoke. Soca karaoke is always going to be my thing.
It's actually a whole vibe.
Yeah.
I lost my
Definitely.
voice at the last one.
Soca karaoke, like honestly, like the event, I was there the very first one when there was only a few of us, like from the technical difficulties to it selling out now, like Soca karaoke, especially because I remember first having conversations with them, and then like the first one, after the first one, we were like, oh, someone mentioned, would you make it like a Caribbean karaoke, like introduce other genres? And like I'm so happy that they stuck to it. I was
LJ
like,
said
no.
nope.
He said no. It's like we're doing Soca.
And I could say
and
that
we're
because
gonna
he
stick
sat on the
Soca.
sofa and was like, nope.
No,
there's
exactly.
no need
And
to.
it's like, and
It's
look,
Soca.
and look where it's going now. So
Yeah, there's already a dancehall karaoke. There's a reggae karaoke if that's your vibe.
exactly. There's other vibes, like you said. But yeah, Love Sea was coming up. I'm looking forward to that one, especially as a
I
Dominican.
think I need to go. I've not been, but I
It's
need
sold
to
out.
go.
Yeah.
You're not going. You missed out on
Sorry.
Olympia. You missed
Let
out
me
on
just
Love Sea.
continue putting on
Yeah.
my lip gloss then.
You're gonna watch it
But
on
yeah,
on
I
IG.
I think to hear Bouyon being played authentically and not just nasty business, that's what I'm looking forward to. Other events, I'm going to Rebel Juve.
Yep.
The one thing I like about Rebel Juve, I think what you're saying, like you're paying for quality. I remember when I first started like fetting going to parties and stuff, and like people want to go to parties for 20, 30 pounds. And then I think when I went to Rebel for the first time last year and I loved it. And then obviously seeing the ticket prices like starting from 45, 50 pounds. And then some people were like, excuse me? And I'm just like you said, you pay for quality.
You literally,
And
like,
if it's not a direct age restriction that's dividing people, it will be like the prices of these events, because it's like you're not.
I was going to ask you,
it's
is
not
that like a consideration as well?
Yeah, partially, because
For-
it's like when you see the starting prices, you realize, okay, this isn't no small random event that's not been planned and organized properly. You can tell that you're paying for quality. I'm not even coming for anyone, but I'm saying you're paying for quality at the end of the day. So it's just like,
you said not always.
No, sometimes people just price stuff because they know they will price a certain demographic out. It's not always about quality. Sometimes it's like, we don't want these people here. Let's just set the prices at this level.
That's true.
I've DJed at brunches for like Caucasian people, and they will start at like £80, and there's nothing there. There's nothing worth £80 there that in our scene would be like.
The food is from Tesco. They literally went Tesco and bought the.
No, they still have to pay for food, but they know that.
So they still have to pay for food, and it's £80.
Yeah, but they still got to go in. But it's just the entry itself, because they know that they want that that kind of Essexy demographic, or people from Kensington and Chelsea.
Yeah, I know the crowd you mean.
With the nice, little Chanel bags and Dior runners and that, so they want that kind of vibe. That's why they'll price the tickets. But it's not always about quality, trust me.
Fair enough.
Sometimes you're just lining the promoters' pockets.
I think within the soca scene, I'm trying to think, does price correlate to quality?
Yes and no. I feel like we have an issue, and I'm going to say it, fuck it. Oh, sorry for swearing. The soca scene, we need to stop being so broke. When I compare us to other scenes, because I'm privy to, and I like to dip my toe in other scenes and just feel and understand how they work logistically. We have a beautiful scene that know how to spend money with other entities, but when it's our scene, you lot are gonna moan and groan. And I did the tweet, and I got 500,000 views, and I got a whole heap of cussing and a whole heap of indirects.
What was the tweet?
I said, the same way you lot can come and spend £100 and something on Beyonce and Dexter Daps tickets, when your friends put on an event and it's £30-40, spend the money.
100% agree with you, yeah.
And I got told, oh, why are you comparing it to a Shubs? Why are you comparing? I'm like, no, you're missing the point.
You're willing to spend the money.
You're willing to spend £150 to watch Beyonce do what she does amazingly well, yes. But when your friend or when another person, another creative puts on an event, a well laid out event, and it says to you, spend £50.
I hear you.
Do you know what? It's a bit more complex. I hear you. The point that I take some contention with is the well laid out event, because I said it before, in the soca scene.
No,
we don't put on good events.
Not
always. Some of our events are
that's because
basic.
we don't have the cap. That's because our people have the capital.
No, that's not always true.
I think it's a bit more complex than that. I think it's a case of like.
This is why I said that. One second, I'll let you jump in. This is why I said it's because you lot are, as a scene, not saying specifically people, but overall, the soca scene loves the freeness.
Of course,
you love everything free. Is free is alive. No, hello. This thing run on money. This thing run on.
I don't think that's true.
Hold on.
I don't think that point is true about freeness.
It is to an extent, because remember, I'm coming from a place where I've been to the free events, and I've seen it now where we can now actually say in our soca scene, we have premium events.
Yeah, that's something
whereas before,
for
10 or so years ago, we didn't really have premium events. We had events that were big, or we had events in big venues that we used to do the concerts in Kentish Town. That's a nice venue. Doesn't mean that's a premium event.
But
so it's that balance of, we're finally getting to the point now where the things are kind of aligning, and it's like, yo, spend the coin, because respectfully, if you can fork out £150 on Usher, for example, Usher's concert is next year. Everybody spend their money already. But if I say to you, come and spend £50 at whatever event, and you're gonna get this, you're gonna get that, you're gonna get good quality food, you're gonna get good quality DJs.
They'll complain about the price.
Let me stop you there. You gotta look at why people are spending that. These artists have built trust over decades, bro. Usher, Beyonce have been operating from the early 90s. You can't compare it to an event that's just come around. People always spend money. We're born to spend. We work to spend money, bro. So people, as long as people trust you and you got your credentials there and your brand is strong, people always spend. Always spend. So, but one thing people don't like doing is departing with their money and regretting it. So they know what they're going to get with a Beyonce concert or an Usher concert. People know it. It's set in stone. They've done hundreds of concerts before. You've seen the videos, you've seen the reviews.
Yeah.
When it comes to your friend doing an event for £50, that's, slightly higher than the normal price. It's like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to get here. We really, at Olympia, we release tickets for £40 now, and they sell out quickly because people know what they're going to get.
Yeah, you built up that
trust. So you build up that trust over time. That's why you've got a
rapport.
So I see what you're saying with the point, and I respect it, because it's like, yo, your friend's they're probably putting in more work than Usher doing that event, because Usher's got people working for him. Of course. But he hasn't built up a brand yet. Once you build up that brand, you can charge people anything you want to charge, and people the thing is, people, they'll spend their money with you.
Yeah.
But when that trust ain't built there, people aren't gonna do that.
And the
But
flip
my thing
side
is,
to
why
that-
should it take so long to build up the trust?
Because
Why
you
should
know
it
what?
take so
And I
long?
said the reason why I say that is because I'm not gonna say no bans, but there's a lot of poor events in the soca scene. There's a lot of people that will happily just take your money and not give you anything that is worth that, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
How much
So-
competition do you have? There's if your event's the top spot, how many other events below you want that top spot?
Yeah.
There's it takes forever to build up a
And it's
a
very
brand
easy
and
to
a
lose that
reputation.
trust as well. It can take
very
one
easy
event
to
for
lose
you to
that
lose
trust.
that trust, and then you've got to start
Yeah,
rebuilding again.
people are very fickle, but then a lot of people be like, okay, you know what?
But sometimes rightly so.
What do you mean?
In losing the trust behind the brand.
It depends on them. If they've proven to you for time and time again that they're meticulous, and they do their job very well, but then they have one hiccup and it's a big hiccup. Is it fair to ditch them?
I don't think it's fair.
I don't
but-
think it's
I
fair.
don't
But
think-
people
I
are
don't
very
think-
fickle. People are
they
very
are.
cutthroat,
They
and
are.
especially we have this Twitter vacuum of people that like to rant and rave. And worse now, TikTok
I've
is
left
now.
the Twitter world, but yeah.
TikTok is now becoming that where I remember seeing a TikTok of a young miss speaking on the soca scene, and I'm looking at her like, which fets have you ever been to?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Where-
I think
where have you
I know
been?
who You're talking
And
about.
also, what are you talking about? Because you're talking about the one instance, and furthermore, are you in London or are you talking about Birmingham or
Yeah.
Leeds or Manchester, which
She was
has
talking about London.
which have soca scenes as well?
I
But
don't
do.
think Birmingham does.
But
no,
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 Leeds
Leeds
does.
definitely
they
does.
do.
So Nikki
They
went
do.
up to Leeds or
No.
Yorkshire once.
No, they
on
do
that.
have a
Birmingham
soca
has
scene.
a small.
Birmingham?
Yes, they have a soca scene.
I know,
But
I know.
again,
Small.
it's small.
Okay,
Reason why I'm
okay,
saying is
okay.
all these other places, like
My
the
bad, my
Midlands has a
ignorance.
soca scene, but all these cities, they're small because everybody's petition and this or this and that, they're mixed. Or if they're fully from one place, the reggae and the dance influence is so strong
Yeah.
that's all that really
See,
matters.
to my knowledge, Birmingham's just Jamaica.
Nah,
No.
it's not.
And what I've been there,
It's
DJed
not.
a couple times. I remember DJing there. Both occasions was just Jamaicans. And when I speak to people, they're like, "No, it's just Jamaicans."
Nah.
I haven't
Yeah.
really gone there to mingle, so I'm
Nah.
probably. full of
So for
ignorance,
example,
but-
Easter weekend, Magical had a soca booking up there for Soca
yeah.
Birmingham nights.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, they have a soca scene, but again,
Okay.
it's not coming out because for example, what would happen is a big Jamaican DJ might have an event or a big commercial DJ might have an event on that night. So then the soca night gets a beating because everybody's gonna go because they all know each other.
Yeah.
So they're gonna go to the commercial DJs thing or the big Jamaican. Like for example, if I decided to go and do a soca event the same night that Tony Matteron's celebrating his birthday in Birmingham, I can forget about it.
Yeah, no.
Because
Yeah.
every soca person is gonna go, what? Me no want to follow my ding 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 or family. No disrespect, I love them
Let
two
me go on
songs.
that way.
But I'm gonna want to see Matteron because, like what you said, they know what they get with Matteron. Hey, dirty stinking girl. Hey, dirty boy.
Exactly that.
They know what
Yeah.
they're gonna get. And how often does Matteron come here now? Matteron comes twice a year now.
Yeah.
So when he comes, it's a whole heap of hoo-ha, and he's making sure he's touring the places where his core fan bases
Yeah,
are
so,
as well.
yeah,
So
he's
big up
hitting the
him.
right cities.
And I feel like the London soca scene, we've been known to go to other people's cities, turn it up and tear it up.
Yeah, that is one thing
So-
London's very good at.
It's like there's a
We're the party
there's a
starters.
there's pros and cons, but what I will say to that is that when we're not a part of your scene or we're not coming to your city as often as we used to, your soca scene dwindles,
It literally,
and then all of you have to now
Literally.
revert to coming back to London.
literally.
Or you have,
Like,
for example, there's I can't remember her name now. No, I can't remember the event name, but big up Sham Shanna. She and her friend have a soca event in Birmingham that they do every quarter. So there's promoters coming through. There's scenes there. Like Flags used to do soca junkies in the Midlands and used to build up, and then we used to do it in Leicester. But after a while, if the love is not there and then the pandemic
It doesn't
come
make sense. Doesn't make. It's got to
Well,
make
most
Over
business
time.
sense.
Once
So-
upon a time, a lot of people in London didn't like soca.
exactly.
And events like Soca Frenzy and other little events pop up, and the next event stands on their shoulders, and the next
Yes,
event's there. Then you
exactly.
get your Rebels, and you
Yep.
get your Jam Juves after that. So
Yep.
it will come
I
eventually.
think what would help the Midlands is, and obviously Nate kind of does it with the Caribbean rocks and stuff like that. But I think the promoters in those cities themselves that are known soca lovers,
Yeah,
you don't need to do a Juve
they need to.
because
yeah.
I think the
I've been saying this
Juves,
for time.
the
I've been saying that for time.
yeah, the Juve is the fastest selling thing, and it's hype. It's like that one big event, everyone comes. I said, all right, cool. So we're gonna go to this. And we used to do it back in the day when we used to have all the different
I remember
carnivals.
taking road trips.
Yeah,
to,
we
like,
used to take road trips. So
Northampton.
we're going Derby Carnival for this weekend. We're going Reading. We're going here. We're going there.
Huddersfield
Right, let's go.
Carnival.
Let's Huddersfield. We used to go Huddersfield every year.
Yeah.
Cali was there as well.
I went Huddersfield
But
for
that is
last
one
year.
thing.
I saw you went once as
Yeah,
well.
I went like 2018. I went, yeah. I went 2018. Yeah.
That is one thing I think. London in particular, we're very good at. Like I was saying this to my friend the other day. We are in any city, we bring the vibes. Even to like Berlin Carnival, Rotterdam, certain carnivals. It is the London
Soca scene.
London is
the
a
London
lit, man.
soca
London
scene
is a lit.
start the vibes, and everyone else just.
London is a lit. Even
Yeah.
in Trinidad, the best party I ever went to was Sunrise.
I'm
It was
coming
a
on to
group of
Trinidad
Londoners.
because I need to know how it was for you.
Nah, Trinidad was lit.
Was it your first time going?
Yeah, that was
I'm
lit.
pissed.
Man.
I missed out this year. I'm not missing next year
That
though.
was lit, man.
I'm
You been
there.
before?
No,
Ah.
I've done better other carnivals for Trinidad. So
You're there next year.
I'm there. A flight already
I'm
getting paid
100%
for.
there next year.
Huh?
100%.
You're
Yeah,
100% there.
100. It's got to be there. Are you
Next year I
coming?
tried Dominica though after that.
I said,
Ooh.
next
I
year,
think
next
I
year
need
I'm
to touch
doing.
Dominica before I touch Trinidad. It's
Yeah.
only
You
right.
been
It's
there?
only right.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Next
Dominica
year I'm
look good.
thinking
Yeah.
Dominica.
Dominica's that hidden gem, you know.
It's
Hidden
cheap
gem,
Dominica's
as
that
well.
100%.
hidden gem.
Well, the price will rise soon.
But again,
Rise
it
some,
de-
but
it
we
depends.
don't want it to
I'm
rise
saying.
though.
We
We
don't
don't-
want
want
to
to
That's why I wanted
we
to
don't
go.
want
That's
it
why I
to
want to
stay
go
hidden. Let it
before
stay
it starts
hidden.
getting
No,
Yeah.
definitely,
The Trinidad is
definitely.
But that's
costly,
what
man.
happens, even with the carnivals, talking about like the nicheness of events. Like certain carnivals were niche,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then Americans and Brits found it, and we ruined it.
Or
now
you capitalized it or marketed
Ruined
it.
Yeah.
capitalized it, in my words.
Hey, so in my
Like-
opinion, if I see too much familiar faces there, it's ruined in it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I
Like,
don't
I
want to
speak-
be there.
I said, this is my podcast. I speak free. There's no filter. It's
I
ruined.
don't want to
Like,
be there where you are.
said,
Go away, man.
I'm going to
Fair
Lucia
enough.
this
Can't
year,
gatekeep.
and the amount of people that I know that are going from London, I'm just like,
Oh god.
But that was bound to happen because before 2019, St. Lucia Carnival was that kind of hidden gem as
it
well.
was, and now it's
And
now
then-
it's commercial.
Because of Dennery's segment and the love and the growth of Dennery's segment, yeah.
And it's good and bad because obviously, as I was saying, I say it countless times on this podcast, we want to see our genre grow because it helps the artists. We know they're not doing it for fun. A lot of these artists aren't making a living off the music they're making. DJs aren't able to say that I am a DJ by trade and I don't need to have no other job. Like they're not able to literally make that really their profession. So it's great to see it grow. But in doing that, well, that's another question I wanted to come and ask you. So hold that thought. But in terms of carnivals, it's very difficult for it, or I personally think it's very difficult for it to stay niche and true to itself and become and it's never going to be a Trinidad, but you get me, become a commercial big carnival where you're
I think
Why do you
it
think? Why
can.
do you think he'll never become Trinidad?
Wait, I think
Who?
it can.
No, I think St. Lucia can become Trinidad, but it can't be that and be true, be authentic to Lucians. It can't.
Okay. Oh
But
no. When I say,
then-
I don't think
when
it
I say
can.
become a Trinidad, I'm not talking like mimic Trinidad. I'm talking like
No, I
big
mean,
on that
in
scale.
terms as big as it is, the way people see Trinidad, like the amount
Trinidad's
of
the
people,
home of
but the
carnival,
amount of
isn't it?
people that
So,
also
yeah.
flock to it as well, or maybe not even using Trinidad, but even Barbados, certain islands, their carnival
Yeah, but I
is
think
probably
it's coming.
bigger than it is. But can it still stay true and
Yes.
authentic to itself?
Because I feel like you have it because when I think of somewhere like St. Lucia, and this is why it's important, and this is why Dennery's segment is so pivotal and important for your tourism.
100%.
St. Lucia is known for the jazz festival. You know, jazz
Yep.
festival is probably one of the
went
best in
off
the
this
region.
year.
Yo, some of the
Yeah.
videos I saw from
For
like
this
the last
year.
couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing. It was like
Amazing.
the
So
most
St.
well
Lucian is,
attended.
and every Caribbean country has a jazz festival, but St. Lucia's one is well known. It's like world renowned. It's like in the top 2, I would say.
Yeah.
And then you have your local carnivals that happen leading up to the July one, but then
And
you have your
after, yeah.
carnivals later on in the year in October, your Jean Creole.
Creole, yeah.
So I feel like that now is another opportunity where you have, and this is where now people can look at Jamaica and look at how we use our tourism to market us all year round. Like you have festival-like events all year round for
Yeah.
Jamaica. Anytime you go to Jamaica, there's likely to be some kind of festival, whether it's Dream Weekend,
Rebel
Sting,
Salute.
the Rebel Salute.
All of
Yeah.
them,
So if St. Lucia was to say, all right, cool, the jazz festival is happening this couple months in the year, then we're going to have the carnival, then we're going to have the John Creole. And then now when you want the authentic, real, pure St. Lucian feel where
That's
it's
Shona
just
Creole.
pure quail and you're going to have to yam green fig and saltfish till you turn
Vestige.
blue,
Yeah.
that is when you go October.
But that's why
And
I
then
was
you-
saying it, because I know for a lot of Lucian's, obviously me being there, a lot of us will say St. Lucia Carnival's ruined. It's not authentic. Like it's just not. There's only certain bands that people will literally say, I will jump with this band because I know I'll get a Lucian vibe. Forget all the rest. So it's like we're already moving to that point now from from
it's evolution.
Outside. I know it's
But why isn't
evolution.
it? What I was about to say. Why isn't it authentic though? Because things will always change every few years.
Because I don't know.
Is it not at the same state you met it in? Is that what it is? Because I know, for example, same. How can I put this now? Similar thing with artists, right? So you have your favorite artist, and then they release an album. You like the album, but then their second album, their sophomore album, they wanna switch up the style. You're like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing with the carnival?
I don't know if I don't know. I can't actually put my finger on it. I don't know. I think, again, even in terms of like certain music, you won't hear certain like authentic like they'll play the commercial Lucian songs from the truck, and you won't hear the true rhythms that you want to hear.
See, that was my gripe with Trinidad as well. I can't lie. As much as I loved it, the repeats are crazy.
And there's so much soca from Trinidad
Yo,
that
it's the home.
There's no
soca,
reason.
bro. There's
there's
no reason.
for
I
repeats.
had to message the DJ, a very good soca DJ. You know who he is, and I said, bro, I love your set, but I can't do the repeats, bro. Please. And he took it on board. Next day, he was phenomenal. I was like, thank you. In fact, I'll pick him up. Bloodline Franco. I messaged him. I was like, bro,
Franco.
Bro, please, too many repeats, man. Please, I can't do
Franco.
the repeat. It wasn't just him. It was every single
everyone-
track.
but-
But he was the one I heard his name
Yeah.
in it. So I was like, just tomorrow, can you just
Franco,
switch
a
it
bad
up a
boy
bit?
DJ too.
Yeah, man. Very, very good. Solid,
and he's
solid DJ.
and again, that's a Jamaican that had the privilege to grow up and experience Trinidad Carnival from a younger teenage time and connect with people, artists like Second Star, and have that connection there. So again, the carnivals allow for the inter-country tourism as well. So
no, definitely.
I feel like St. Lucia is having that great evolution, and of course with that you're going to have sounds and influences coming from other carnivals, but there's nothing wrong with it. And also
No, nothing wrong with it.
it still gives you the opportunity to find a band that's authentic. Like there's I can't remember the name of the band, but when I went 2019 for St. Lucia Carnival, they won Band of the Year, and all of them was the older folk. They were all in the traditional attire, and they won Band of the Year. It wasn't Zuvo, it wasn't in Fusion, it wasn't none of the other.
Just for fun. It wasn't.
Just for fun. Big
So
up
let me hold you on
Just
that point. As a woman, you got carnival as well, right? What do you think of the costumes?
for fun.
Don't tell me it's traditional. Don't tell me that.
Oh no, it's not. It's not
Okay,
at all.
alright, cool.
It's
We're on the
actually
same
not.
page then.
It's not, and it's.
Creeper.
I don't even know how to touch on costumes because it's
Cause when I said it years ago
a
to
funny
a
topic.
well-known mass band leader in Trinidad, and she was like, "Yeah, it's fine," and I'm like, "Huh?"
It's not fun. Do you know what?
These
It's not
costumes
fun.
are too skimpy.
They are
Yeah.
too
It's
skimpy.
scary.
They are,
It is,
and they're
it's a bit
getting
mad
skimpier
still.
and skimpier. And certain costumes, like it's actually funny that me and my friend literally we just send each other costumes, and we're just like, "How would you wear this?" Because like you just
It's
look at
getting
it,
too
just like,
It's getting too
Yeah.
Brazilianized. Like, no
Yeah.
disrespect to
Yeah.
Brazil,
Yeah.
but that's their style of carnival, and no,
Sex sells, isn't it? People
Yeah,
wanna
but
put
But that's just
sexy
a
on the
sex
road, so I
sells.
get it,
That's
but-
what I'm like. But that's
nah,
not.
man.
But
There-
that's down
there
to
has to
everything.
be
It's not just a costume.
there
It's
has to be
down.
a
I say it's
point.
down to costumes. It's down to how we portray it. Down to like videographers, the angles they want to take is literally in
Exactly.
someone's crotch, and you're just
I
like,
had to say that to one of our videographers. I said to him, "Yo, bro, like every video you've posted from this event, I'm seeing the glory of the woman in a way that I don't need to see. Like,
Was this England? Was this in England?
no,
or
this was
what?
abroad, and I'm
Okay.
like, bro, like, big man, like, if she was Catford and I was a cat, I could just nyam it out the screen. To how vivid, how clear. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
why is your
But as I said, it
what's
down
going
to,
on
it
here?
down-
How did
it's-
you reply to that? Because what did he say?
So he said to me, yeah, I take on board what you're saying, bro. But also sometimes it's just like how the ladies decide to dance and move.
No, it's where you decided to put your
Yeah.
camera.
But
Please
I'm
do
just
not.
like-
I don't have.
but
Don't
I'm just
take
like
that
at the same
excuse.
time,
Nonsense.
I'm just at the same time, bro.
No.
You can
Everything.
catch from waist up. Not everything needs to be
Listen,
from waist down.
I was wondering if he got direction from the people that he's filming for. To
But
film like
I
that.
don't. I would hope not, because
No.
please,
Like I said, sex sells.
but yeah,
Sex
but
does
you
sell.
can sell sex and not sell nudity.
Yes.
But then
Like,
where does it stop? Because again, once you've gone past a certain line, you need more
It's
magic
very
again.
hard.
So
no,
where does it
there's
stop?
different ways to do magic. There's different ways to do magic. Look at all of your Olympia videos.
Yeah.
There's no nudity in them. There's no. But even the last video, when you see me part the crowd to Anika Baker, you're gonna wonder why is he part in the crowd. And when you can hide, if you had clip that bit and you play the audio and you hear Anita Baker, you're gonna say, "Raw, influential, no Anita Baker, yeah. I can't wait till she come here. I'm gonna sing. You're gonna hear me sing." And I'm like, yo, there's a way to film and capture essence and vibes and energy, and that's what the outside entities are looking at our thing and saying, "Raw." This is why I know it's no offense to the Americans, but this is why a lot of the Americans will look at our culture and they'll be like, "Oh my God, it's just this, it's just that, and it's just spring break." No, big man, you take drugs at spring break to have a wild, crazy time. The euphoria that we feel for reveling is caused by it's a different avenue, it's a different lane.
But I don't blame them, because if that's how we want to portray ourselves, what are you gonna do?
But
no,
hold on.
But it is.
Then we drink alcohol and smoke weed to have a good time.
No,
not me.
Yes, some people do, but again,
the thing, no? They can
again,
argue that.
for example, you can capture somebody, right? For example, somebody can be here, spliffing it as, "Yes, my G, build up the thing," and then we can go to a Naya Bingi session and they're smoking the chalice, and it's a whole different atmosphere and vibe. Weed or smoke, try no, but trust me. The film, the cinematography of it is very different.
It is.
And we need to bear that in mind.
It is, but I said it is very difficult when you have...
No, people are lazy.
No, it's not laziness.
People are lazy.
It's not. They're not lazy because they go to hard work to get them ankles to capture the woman doing whatever she's doing. So it's not laziness. But I think it's very difficult when you have...
It's as simple as this.
I hear you, but there's a problem.
Did you watch the whole video?
Of course, guys, I can tell him.
That. So
I
he
can
knows
tell him.
what's gonna. He knows.
No,
what's
exactly.
gonna keep people's attention,
He knows
innit?
what he's doing, but I said
No,
it's
I
he
can
knows.
tell him because me, I had to watch it to make sure that I'm not coming to man and giving critique, and then he come back and say to me, "No, bro, look, no." So I gotta make sure I watch it and say, "Bro, I've just seen 30 seconds of naan bread that I didn't need to see."
How many views did he get?
Not a lot.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's a lot of
different.
reason why people do it. A lot of people do it because said sex sells.
Yeah, but it's like
Sex sells. And going back to the costume question, I think it's quite difficult because that is where we're going down. And I would love to see it go back to more traditional costumes because that is our culture. Our culture is not a string, a thong, and I don't even know, like a nipple tassel.
A nipple cover.
Yeah, it's not.
Why can't the culture be both?
The culture
can be both.
Do you know what? I think
reason.
But it plays all of it. It's like layers, like it all adds up. So when you have, and I've said it before, when you have people dressed a certain way, and like you can dress however you want, like it's cool, wear what you want. But when you have people dressed a certain way, dance in a certain way, and then the music that you predominantly want to play is nasty business. Do you get what I mean? All of it combined doesn't. And I don't personally feel like it is a positive, like it doesn't positively portray us in the best light because that is not what soca's about. It's an aspect of soca, and cool, you can share that aspect. But when that's the only thing you want to portray, if I go on Instagram, all I'm gonna see is half naked women. But I know that if I go to a fair, I'm not necessarily gonna see that. I'm gonna see people that truly love soca with their eyes closed, singing to certain songs. But for whatever reason, you've decided that's not what you want to capture. You want to go and capture "Sit on My Face and Kill Me." Like,
if I die, I die.
Do you get what I mean? Like,
Woi.
But you could capture someone singing their how out to voice truly in that moment.
Exactly.
And I feel like the right people would still resonate with that video, if you get what I mean. But that's not what you want to put out there. So
it does come back to what you were saying about just people being lazy though, because it's like you said, it's what goes viral, it's what sells.
Yeah, that's
like,
people want to jump on trends.
People don't want to risk the authenticity. They just want to. It's gonna trend. Just
they want to jump on whatever. Yeah.
So I want to now ask, and this is a perfect time to segue into this next question, which is, what is a song or one of the songs that made you fall in love with soca? I'm going to quickly go first. And it's a song that reignited my love for soca, and it ties into what we were speaking about, which is Freetown Collective featuring Private Ryan, Feel the Love.
Oh, yeah.
That video...
You love soca before that.
Huh?
You love
I know,
soca
but I'm not. I want to
big
prove
up
a point.
Freetown.
I thought you meant like when we were younger. That
yeah,
if you want to go younger,
but I'm saying when you look at the videography of that or the cinematography of that,
it's beautiful.
Look how that
the imagery
captures carnival and
video.
the soca and the culture 100%. In a way that you don't need to. There was and you understand. There's so much energy and that song. Has it, yes. That song should be on 100 million views in my personal opinion, because that song is so brilliantly delivered.
All of Freetown songs to be fair.
Of that, but that particular song as well, and that rhythm, that all the songs on that rhythm as well. The Kess on it as well, and the oh my god, what's her name? The other lady that done the song with Marshall and Party Done. When you see me in the place,
Angela
Hunt is also on that same rhythm as well. like that song, those kind of songs, those kind of cinematography, that's how you push the culture. Because remember, people are visual, they're watching your culture.
Of course.
And that's how the young people learn, because remember, we are people that tell our culture, our story, our history through
our stories
action
through
and voice and
it's
music.
Through dance,
So if
through
all
music,
I'm seeing is bum bum jiggling, bum bum shaking in sexy skimpy thongs, then I'm gonna think that is fine.
Don't get me wrong, that's an aspect, because I'm not gonna say it's not an aspect,
of course,
but
there's
it's
a time
not
and place
everything.
it. Because for example, remember when you look at the carnival and what it represents, and when you look at culture as a whole, there's cultural activities, cultural things that you do that act as rites of passage. So when you can portray or display certain behaviors, there's a time and place for it. Like it's not just one way, like you said. So another song that made me fall in love with soca is Timmy, 30 Seconds of Walking Up. I posted it today on my thing. That song is from what? I love Barbados, like them kind of songs. And also I love songs like I Am a Bajan and Rupee and Barry and the Dragonaires and Trini to the Bone, Sweet TNT.
I'm shocked you said Byron still, because
I know why
he
you're
just
shocked.
does what Ghost and Sanchez do. He just covers everyone else's
I
songs,
know,
bro.
but and this is now where big up Hot Shot, because I'm not gonna tie you in even though you're not here. This is how Jamaicans have somewhat, in a cheeky way, helped to push the soca. Obviously, Lord
100%.
Kitchener was and that were here doing, because they came on the Windrush, they were performing, they were big established artists here. But when Byron, Lee and the Dragonaires come and add their little covering over of the soca, it further helps to push it. So yes, it's annoying to see, and yes, Byron Lee got cussed by Lord Kitcheners and the Sparrows and that for teething the song them, and rightfully so, cause teeth the man them song and sing it over. But you help to push the culture in a way.
Yeah.
But I feel like without the Lord Kitcheners and without the Lord Sparrows and the Shadows and the Blacks as well. If Blacks are still alive now, R.I.P. Blacks, you'd have a song like Hulk and Hold Somebody Now. Like, come on, there's so many bangers that we can think of, but I chat too much. What's a
you
song that
mentioned
you
Hulk,
thought?
I like Hulk to this day. I think, especially like the last verse, like that brings tears to my eyes almost every single time. But if I was to mention like a song that made it click in my head, I think I can think of two. It's The Fog and Epic by Masho. I think those two, this is gonna sound silly to say, but growing up in a Caribbean household, you're not always thinking genre, especially because I have like every single genre, zouk, bouyon, compa, everything merges into one. Especially like growing up, you don't have it streaming and you don't, like, you're just hearing it and you're thinking, yeah, it's music that I grew up with. I feel like seeing the videos and hearing those songs by Masho is what clicked. I'm like, this is soca, this is carnival, because that was around the same time I started playing steel pan and I probably started playing mass, and like Masho really allowed me to properly connect with it and see like.
If Super Trini was here, he would absolutely hate you right now.
Why is that?
Because he's not a Marshall fan at all.
Oh wow.
At
But
all.
Super Trini's one of them old school Trini man that I understand. Like they have their their reservations for Marshall in it, and then who does Super Trini love? Who's the artist that he loves?
Bungie, that's it.
Bungie.
No, I gotta love Bungie. Bungie's
That's his artist.
Get me.
Through and through.
Raga.
That's him through and through.
What about you, Levels?
But yeah, no, that Marshall song, yeah, that's a very good.
So my family obviously
gonna make you
Jamaican, so they're not really, they're more into dancehall and reggae. So, but you'd hear the odd, old school soca song growing up. So for me, it had to be Crossfire, Pump Me Up.
Yeah.
And Sweating and Oil Pumping and those kind of songs. And even other songs like All Aboard as well. Those songs, all those kind of Red Plastic Bag, Ragga Ragga, all those songs. Those kind of songs would be playing at like a christening or a wedding or whatever. But after I switched back to dance or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So those kind of songs, growing up, I would hear them. They were just staples in my childhood, and then over time, I had to kind of acquire my own kind of soca knowledge over time. But then there's certain songs that made me think, wow, this is phenomenal. Like for example, Runaway. When I first heard that, I was like, what? This song is
that your favourite song for 2024?
By far. It's not even close, bro. It's not even close.
Yeah.
In fact, hold on.
20 right and
What's other
I'm gonna come and
one?
ask you
Is
that.
it
Say, I think
Inventor?
for your 2024 song.
Oh, I have to play the whole playlist in my head. I know now.
I need a little run now. What was the other song you said? Or you didn't say?
Inventors.
Inventor.
Oh no, wait. Sugar Waste for me.
Kerwin and Young
But
Brother.
Kerwin is
that
my
was going
favourite.
off on the
I
road.
say
Yeah,
it
that
all
was
the
going
time.
bad.
off
Kerwin
on the
Dubois,
road.
you
Kerwin
need
always-
to come to the
Yeah.
UK and perform just for me. Trust me, I'll buy every single ticket for you.
Yeah, that was
He's
going
my
off on the road. I'm
artist.
trying to think what other songs were going off. Life After Fit.
Kerwin again.
Slaps.
Kerwin again.
Absolutely slaps, man.
Bouyon
But-
Baby, what about you for 2024?
Ooh. My brain's thinking,
It's the first one that comes to your mind.
I Love It Here.
Oh, I love it.
By
Ricardo
Ricardo Drew.
Ricardo Drew. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Ricardo Drew, man.
Ricardo Drew. Yeah, that song, definitely. If I was to say
Yeah,
Bouyon,
big up all the
Mhm.
it would
Antiguans.
be, what's it called? It's Signal Band, is it? I'll Be There For You. I think that's what it's called. But I'll be there for you, like that one there. That
Okay,
one
know
I
the
really
song.
like.
When you harm, yeah.
Is it a cover? I think.
I
No.
think
think
it
so.
is.
Is
I think
Think
it's
so.
a
'Cause they're-
cover or a
yeah,
sample.
They love to do like a
That's-
Celine Dion cover, and then they'll still do
Ain't that Friends?
timer. What's yours influential?
Oh, my song for 2024.
You didn't say one. No, well, to be fair, you listed a few, but you need to pick one
One song for 2024.
for
Oh my god.
to date. I'll ask you again later on in the year. And to be fair, I can't answer this question, so nobody asked me. Like, there's a list.
I'm gonna say. Oh, can I check my thingy?
You can check the playlist to make sure you get it correct.
Because I
Why
can't
would
lie.
they not? You
What
think
song that I've been
I was
playing
I,
a lot?
I was blazing sugar waste.
Sugar Waste is one?
But I think I've got a song over that.
My brain's kind of merged 2023 and 2024, especially because
Do you know
a
it
lot of the
depends on
songs
the
come on the
islands, yeah.
second half of
Yeah.
2023. So
Mhm.
it's
think
So
kind
Soca
of,
yeah, if it's
releases
after
it-
the carnival,
Soca releases
it's,
music in the dumbest way.
yeah.
it's so
Dumbest
confusing.
way. Oh
But
my gosh.
it kind of makes sense because it's like if it's
People don't
after their
consume music
carnival,
like
it's like it's next year.
yeah.
So like
People
any
don't consume
Trinidad song
music
now
like
is
that.
2025 technically
Yeah.
because this is after
Because they
their
weren't,
it's
yeah,
after
it
their
won't play
carnival.
until,
I
yeah.
hear it, but people don't consume music like that. Though.
They don't, but this
Like for
That's-
example, when I look at, for example, let me compare it to hip hop. What's that short one? What's her name?
Glorilla.
No, the short one, man, from New York.
you
She
say
had
that.
the song.
Oh, I Spice.
Back. Oh, what's
I'm the
it-
wrong
what's it?
person to ask. This is
Ah man, I
don't
play the song all the time, but it's the name of the. You know the song, man. Trust me, you definitely know it. You all know it. You all,
Glorilla, JT,
Not Glorilla,
Young
no.
Miami,
what's the,
no,
Remy
I just
Ma,
saw
no,
I Spice,
no, Ice Spice, man.
the other one.
Cardi B.
Hold on.
The other
Back. What's it again? I just want a rough nigga.
Oh,
all
the
the time.
song.
that-
Oh,
that
Sexy
song-
Red.
Yeah.
No,
No,
that's
is
not
it not
Gorilla. I
Sexy
can't
See,
remember
that's
the
how
name.
you know.
It's not Gorilla.
I was
Gorilla.
like,
It's not Gorilla,
seriously,
bro.
like,
I'm
yeah,
telling you.
that
The
one,
name just got out of my head. I
I'm
play it all
sorry.
the
I said
time.
that. Who sings that song then?
I can't remember the name. It's not Gorilla, though.
And
Trust me.
Isn't it not Sexy?
Isn't that
It's
Sexy
not
Red?
sexy. It's not Sexy Red at all.
No,
Oh,
it
then I don't
is.
know.
Sexy Red came around, was popularized kind of.
Lola
afterwards.
Brooke.
Lola Brooke, that's it, yeah.
Oh, she's pretty.
Her song, like, she was promoting that song for over a year before it hit. Soca artists promote it for a few months before Carnival, doesn't hit.
Yeah, but
songs dash away.
That's
Like,
but
Yeah.
that's my
Dead,
issue.
man.
I've had this. So that's my issue with the soca scene. Like I used to manage soca
Ah.
artists, and it was the most frustrating thing possible. And I used to say all the time, like people do a run up to the song. Once the song's released, done. That's
Yeah.
it. Nothing more. Next song. I'm just like, what do you? So you released your song. You promoted it for a month,
yeah,
that's it.
Basically.
and then you said, okay, next song.
Right.
Like there should be
My,
more.
my song for 2024, Patrice Roberts, Anxiety.
God.
Oh yeah, it's
Not a fan.
Undefeated.
It
Yeah.
was overplayed, man.
Yeah.
Do you
That
know what?
song for me-
I'm with you.
It sounds it sounds better on a reggae beat than it does on a soca beat.
That's
for me,
Levels
that
and his
one-
brain.
Yeah,
That
trust me,
one-
it does.
that
I did
one.
I
it.
call him a music. He's
I did it
literally
by
a
accident. I
mus-
was like, this sounds
a
sounds
musical
cold.
musician because he will
it's-
put I even know like the cause song on a soca beat and it will make sense.
I put
and
it on a soca beat, yeah, and she even reshared it. It sounds way better. Sorry, excuse me.
You
I put it on a reggae beat, and it sounds way better. Patrice Roberts
you
even
need to send
reshared
it to me so I could hear if
It's
you've
on my
still got it.
Instagram.
Okay, I'll
Gotta
find
hear
it. But yeah, there's been
What's
very
your
good.
song?
So far,
2024?
2024. Do you know what? It constantly changes. Right now, I need to actually make sure I say the name correctly because let me not embarrass myself and get people's song. It's a Just Jay song, and
He's killing it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called it's Just Jay and
What we just saying, Sadis.
I think so.
Is it by?
Yeah, because I got in trouble for it. I'm gonna blame Soca Prince because he played it on his radio show, and he was like, "It's a worldwide premiere." I was like, "Woo!" Snapchat. He messaged one of my friends and was like, "How does your friend have my song?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "That's an unreleased song." I was like, "It was on a whole radio station in Canada." He was just like, "How do you have the song?" I was like, "Don't blame me." So yeah, my friend was literally just like, "How the hell did you get it?" I was like, "It's literally on SoundCloud." So yeah, I'm gonna claim that I was the one that put the song out there.
Fair
Big
enough.
up you.
But yeah, no, it's a good song, and I love the messaging in his song right now. It's very, very, very positive. No bad energy.
I have a new one actually. Is it Up and Up by Teddyson John?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've heard that
Yeah,
yet.
that one.
Is that 2024?
It is 2024. When I first heard it, I thought
I'm
it was like
I have not
old, and I
heard
was like,
it.
"Oh, how have I missed this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's new." Yeah, Up and Up by Teddyson John.
I'm gonna add that.
That one. Yeah.
Have to add
Honestly,
it.
anything Teddyson John. I love.
Anything. He can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
Can't do no wrong, you know.
He can't do no wrong.
The way people advocate for their artists, I love it.
He can't do no wrong. What else was I gonna ask you? I'm trying to think of let me double check if I've covered everything that we wanted to. Trinidad Carnival. We didn't really touch it, but quickly because respectfully we're running over time now. How was Trinidad for you?
10 out of 10, man.
10
The
out of
whole
10.
experience.
The
of
whole
this.
experience. 10.
Okay, so when we got there, went to a couple fets, and I was like, "What? This is it." I remember I messaged Chrissy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "What? This is Trinidad. This is dead." And then we reached AM Beach, which is Caesar's Armies,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was like, "Okay, yo, this is." From there on, it was just got.
Do you have a favorite fit when you was out there?
Sunrise by far. Sunrise is the best fit. Not even best party, best event I've ever been to in my life, by far. Like
They got
incredible.
PP and
I might
Ali
need
and
to-
Andrew
Yes.
Bellamy.
So it's Jamaicans.
Oh,
Mhm.
That was the
you
best
said
event.
Jamaicans.
It's Jamaican promoters, isn't it? But that was the best event
I
I've ever
need
been
to
to in my
go.
life, by far.
I upset some people on TikTok. They were literally TikTok. They were dragging me, but it's fine.
But for what?
Because I said I'm not fussed about Trinidad.
A lot of people say it though. But
Like-
once you go,
I'm sure when I go, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I said I'm not that fussed on Trinidad, and I was like, I don't really like Trini music, and then I realized that every single song I like this year is pretty much by a Trinidadian artist. So I somewhat take that back, but it's one that doesn't really resonate with me. Like I'd rather go Dominica, even like
Because
sounds
you're
mad,
French
but like
Caribbean.
I know that it's literally. I was gonna say
Yeah.
Guadeloupe. That is the same time. Even Kayak Mass
Same time.
somewhat appeals to me
Why
more
are
than
all the
Trinidad.
carnivals in February? I
But
know why.
I
but
would
I'm
like
just
to
saying.
go.
why? Oh, Lent.
The
Yeah,
Lent
it's around
time.
Lent.
I think
But go.
no, what you were saying with Trinidad, I think it's safe to say Trinidad isn't going to drastically change anytime
Exactly.
soon. But with all the other small islands, because of the influence it's having now on scenes across the world, it's just like
Especially
before
Dominica.
it becomes commercialized or watered down and everyone's now hopping on it.
Mhm.
Like you don't want the same thing to happen in St. Lucia. It's like
Mhm.
this is the time now
You
to
wanna
be
get
like,
your
oh,
good
Yeah.
3 years
I wanna-
in a
if
row
you
out
if
of it.
something is calling you to go there, go and
Yeah.
experience it.
I think
for its
Dominica,
authenticity.
the way everyone loves Bouyon now, everyone is jumping on a Bouyon rhythm.
Nah, because
And it might just be a phase, who knows, but everybody is
Nah.
like Bouyon.
I think it's here to stay
everywhere.
because you have had that steady progression and growth, and you've had Mashal come and attach himself quite
Yeah.
a few times.
Yeah.
Problem Child,
Yeah.
all the big hitters
a
have
lot
attached
yeah, Nyla's
themselves
on a
especially
Bouyon
in
now.
quite a few times.
Vinci
but
artists a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
A lot of the time, it's a Vinci
Yeah.
artist on a Bouyon beat
So-
nowadays. So,
yeah. I like.
I heard Vinci Carnival's. Like,
Yeah.
saying that's the best one he's been to.
He
went
did
to
say
Trinidad
that to
twice.
me.
Yeah,
Trinidad twice. He went to St. Lucia. He said he went Miami twice with you as well. So
I went Miami with him, and I
Yeah.
went. When Cali came St. Lucia, Cali's like, oh my god, I want to go back to Vinci.
yeah, he said for me,
Vinci.
Vinci's the best one by far.
Yeah, because Vinci's undiluted. It's very much like Grenada, undiluted.
They have got the
pure,
same energy as
same
Grenada.
energy. It's just raw.
Just
it's
not- yeah.
Vinci,
Yeah.
and yeah, you just got to go and be prepared. And that's what I like about all the carnivals. And I get what you're saying about getting commercial, getting trinified or whatever the term they're using now is. As the carnivals evolve and grow, but I feel like Vinci's not gonna have that anytime soon. Neither is Grenada.
No, I think
and
Grenada's
neither
it can't-
Dominica,
yeah.
and then neither
Grenada's
we
too
see with
authentic.
Kayak Mas. Kayak Mas is literally just on.
It's too Grenadian.
It's on Carriacou, so
Yeah,
it's you're not gonna get to trinify it. You're just
No.
gonna have to go there and experience
Yeah.
it for its raw self and
Yeah.
play a jab in a more intimate kind of way where
Yep.
you're not, because obviously jab now is becoming very commercial,
Mm-hmm.
and you're seeing Grenada Spice Mass having that commercial impact, and it's not getting trinified, it's just getting commercialized.
Let me ask you a question quickly, because I think you have a misconception between these lot championing culture and championing business. I think a lot of these people that run these mass bands and these fests, do you think they're championing culture over business?
No.
They're championing business over culture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you lot have mentioned that, the culture, this culture. I don't think these people that are running it really care about culture.
Yeah, but that's the issue, in my opinion,
And it's
because you
like
should be
22.
doing it not just for business, not just for culture, because obviously you need to have a viable business, but culture needs to be embedded in there somewhere.
All the time.
But then it's
But then if we say, they can easily say, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. These are not my sentiments anyway. Yeah? But let's say I run a mass band and I hear you say that. I could easily say to you, okay, then why don't you jump on and why don't you hold a pre-carnival fair? Why don't you run a mass band?
Because because it takes a while to get a mass band, then I would hold a pre-carnival.
So
I'm the wrong person to say that to you because
they-
I would actually.
If you challenge me, like
literally, I
And
would
they can
actually-
argue and say, okay, so we've done all that and we're not seeing it. We weren't seeing
Yeah,
the
no, I
profit,
hear
so
you. I hear you. So
we need to make-
I don't know
make
the
some
ins
money.
and outs, and I don't speak like I know the ins and outs,
Yeah.
but I speak from somebody on the outside, and I hear what people say, and people would like to see more of the culture embedded back into carnival, into the fets, because they don't see enough of it.
Alright,
Whether
yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut you off because we need to
Alright,
wrap
cool.
this up shortly, but whether the mass bands or like promoters would agree with the masqueraders fetters is a completely different story, because they may say it's actually impossible to give you what you want, and do you get what I mean? It's either you accept this version of it or you get nothing.
Let me ask you one question before you finish. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So say that was okay. Say they said, okay, you know what? If we could get funding from, let's say, white English people, and they fund us, and then we promote culture instead, would you be cool with that?
No,
Why not?
because I'm big for black owned, and I feel like once you get that, in my mind, it can't be authentic. It starts to get diluted down. If you can tell me that,
investor
if you
interest
t-
kicks in.
if you can tell me that somebody, no, I was gonna say, if you could tell me somebody white would run it exactly how, give me free reign to do what I want, then possibly. But I'm so heavily on black owned. Like, I genuinely believe for us, by us, like, let's keep it, because there's too many things that are already watered down, and I don't think that's a good trajectory to go down, because once you start, it's very easy for everything else to start being diluted, and then it just becomes somewhat whitewashed. And
Fair enough, touche.
Fair enough.
on that note, that's the end of the episode. No, I'm joking. Guys, plug yourself, please. Levels, what's your Instagram? Where can we find you? Are you on TikTok, Twitter?
I'm on everything.
Everything.
I only use Instagram now, though. I've stopped using Twitter for the last couple of days.
You said a couple of days. I thought he was going to say a little while. You know,
No,
a couple of
you know what?
days.
The other day I was like, because I found myself debating too often with people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I look at it, I'm like, wait, I dedicate my life to music, and I'm debating with you that has it as a hobby. We're not equal. And I say that in the most humble way.
No,
But I'm
I
like,
hear you.
you're not my equal here. Like, so after I was like, you know what? Everyone's an expert on this app. Let me take myself away. So yeah, I'm not on Twitter anymore. I'm on it, but I'm not on it. I'll just pre. So everything's Lev Selects. Twitter, SoundCloud, Instagram, everything. Yeah. Those ones,
Olympia, any other businesses? Deja Vu, all
I've
of
got
your
2
things.
events. Olympia and Deja Vu. This is Deja_Vu and Olympia.London. So yeah. Or Olympia.LDN, sorry. Yeah.
Louisa, Bouyon Baby, where can we find you?
So I'm on Instagram and TikTok as Weezer, and I also have my business Bouyon Baby, where I do custom carnival flag bags.
Yep, Carnival is less than 100. Well, I should say specify. Notting Hill Carnival is like 97 days away now, guys.
96.
Get your order.
So my maths is off. 96 days away. So that's where you get your stuff. You've actually got really cute. Like, I want the 5 bags. Influential, where can we find you?
I don't know if you find me already, but they're everywhere. Sir Influential on
Look at him. He's like
Instagram.
to think about it.
Influential guy on TikTok, and Best Fet in Life. Check out the merch.
Yeah.
We're vibing. We're outside. And of course, follow A Shot of Soca.
Follow A Shot of Soca. Follow Carib Culture. Follow My Red Studios. If you don't already, like the channel, you know all the good stuff. Like, follow, subscribe, send to your aunt, friend, everybody that you know like Soca, doesn't like Soca. I'll convert them.
And big up
Share,
Creeper
share,
Punch.
share.
This is really nice.
Big up Creeper. His bottle's done.
The original
Listen,
Creeper Punch.
I was pacing myself.
Yeah, I was scared. I was like,
She's light. This
It's
is
not called
easy.
Creeper for no reason, but yep, Creeper Punch. They are Creeper Punch on Instagram as well, so check them out. They are a drink sponsor. And Super Trini, you were actually missed, so come back on the next episode, please. In fact, he will be here for the next episode, so yes, I will have my regular co-host with me. But thank you, Influential. You have done a fantastic job.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
I will have you back again. Don't worry, because this man likes to leave the country often and leave me behind. We'll have you back.
You should be doing a shot of Soca abroad.
We are. Don't worry. We will be. We will be. I'm sure you've seen some of the content from Abby for Soca already. In St. Lucia, I'll be capturing plenty
That's
of
it.
things on Bum Bum Wall.
Wow.